She takes on things where there are often a lot of setbacks. She just keeps going.
She inspires you to get things done.
Oh, his films and her films really are a lens through which we understand American history.
There's probably no other family in America that has as many Oscars per capita.
When you make a film, you kind of want to understand how does it, beginning, middle, and end, and how does it work, and how does it fit together, and you really have to live through the process.
In 1986, I was a producer for Charles Guggenheim, and we were producing a 5-part series for public television on American design and architecture. And he thought that Grace might be interested in working in.
For a lot of the movies she made with my father, she was out there doing the work. She was there side by side with my father, telling stories.
In the role of production coordinator for 5 crews, crisscrossing the country, harnessing everything from helicopters to planes to trains to a high-wheel bicycle. She burned the midnight oil. I mean, this was trial by fire. Charles loved having Grace there. I mean, you would hear from his corner office to her corner office, he would yell out the door, "Gracie!" And she would not come running. I mean, there was a lot of robust conversation between the two.
What she did with my father together, his last 10 or so films, she pushed him to another level. His films got better and better because they worked on them together.
But this is a picture of my whole family together. This is the first time we had a whole picture together. And then 3 months later, my dad was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer. So it's interesting when you look at pictures how different they resonate to you.
Many people would have just collapsed after their father had died and had to find another business, but she planned ahead.
Well, you know, my father died. We really worried what would happen to his movies. I've heard stories of other filmmakers and their films are they're sitting in a box that gets thrown away.
Because the last film we worked on, Burga, Soldiers of Another War, I realized was the first film that would ever go to DVD and he would never see it. And then I stepped back and went, oh my God, none of his films anybody can see. So if I don't start to advocate with the clients converting these films, who's going to see these films?
When a documentary is made, the idea is that you get it into the festival circuit, you get it seen on television, you give it a life while it still has currency, and then, you know, it might be forgotten about. She understands that preservation is about making these films active within society, keep the content alive.
My sister has been relentless finding the films. Every year or so I get another film that she's carefully preserved. And it means a lot because the films that they made together are a part of history.
Through the work that she's done for her father has really shown that documentary films are an art form that we need to revere, and we need to pay attention to our own work.
You know, you don't let a classic book go out of print. So why would you let a classic film go out of print?
She has to have a curatorial mind to do what she did.
Through the Academy of Arts and Sciences and the programs at the National Archives, where it was really her vision to screen every year the Academy Award nominated documentaries.
It is my great honor to bring up my sister, who has really been the heart and soul and force behind the Guggenheim Symposium and preserving his work, but also this incredible tradition of honoring great filmmakers, Grace Guggenheim.
Documentaries are of national importance to our culture. We must keep the documentary movement alive, and we must fight to keep our films alive so that classic works can live on in the minds and the hearts of all of us, and in the minds and hearts of the next generation and of our children.